Okay, guys, I'm gonna take a little break from my story. It's been about a month since I put anything up, and I've had kind of a difficult past month. February really kind of screwed me. Well, screwed myself kind of in the way. And I was working at BMW for the last 3.5 years, and I just got canned. Kind of my own doing, but really it's kind of juvenile the way they fired me. But it's basically because I was talking to coworkers and other people who I thought were my friends, and I may have said a comment here and there about another employee, and they turned around and told on me, like we're back in elementary school. So, I was having a little difficulty at BMW with the way they were treating me and things they were letting me do and not do. So I reported my supervisor, and we went all the way up to I went to the people I was supposed to follow my chain of command. Went all the way up to the warehouse manager, and nothing was really done. And just I kept pushing to do more things, and I finally got to the point where I was doing when I accomplished my goal. And the day that I felt like I had finally accomplished something and done what I wanted to do, progressed and achieved what I wanted to achieve, I was able to actually do some other things besides just doing picking every day on my feet. Finally able to be on the forklift and do other things. And like everyone else, I was reported for making comments to other employees about other individuals who turned around and told on me, and I was fired for that because I was using harsh language, whatever the hell that is. Basically, they just found a way to get rid of me. So I was unemployed for a month, and I finally found a new job at a smaller company with nicer people, and had to take kind of a big pay cut, but hey, that's a temporary band-aid for now. So, but like I said, you can't trust anyone in this world, no matter whether you're fully able, disabled, black, white, green, yellow, orange. It doesn't really matter. If people don't like you, they will do their best to make sure you're not successful. And that's what I ran into at BMW. Everything was fine for the first half a year I was there until this new guy came that they put in our department, and he was prejudiced against me from day one. So, this is a long, complex story. I really don't feel like going into it. It's ridiculous what they did to me, but what can you say? I found a job at a smaller company, working with nicer people now, so things should be okay. But whatever. I've accomplished every goal I've set out to achieve since I was hurt. My first challenge was getting out of the wheelchair. I did that. Then I was walking independently. I did that. And then I was, getting my associate degree, going back to school, getting my associate degree. First it was getting out of South Carolina, getting on my own, moving to Houston. My life is just crazy. It's just like a big roller coaster of events, up and down, up and down. And I'd love to get off this ride sometime soon. I went to college, didn't do a great first year. Got back on my feet in the Marine Corps. Was doing great. Then I almost died in a car accident. Then I rehabbed myself, set goals physically and mentally, things I wanted to do to reclaim my life. Did all the stuff I set out to do. I said I was going to walk again. I did that. I was going to go back to school. I was going to get my driver's license again. Did that. You know, went back to school. Did that. Finished my degree. Did that. I wanted to get on my own. Away from my family. Did that. Moved to Houston, Texas. Did that. Got married. Did that. Got off disability when I first got off disability. Became a working American, making myself better, making my own way in the world, so to speak, after being nearly dead and disabled. It was a long, 96 to 2012. That's a 16-year journey, but I did that. I battled for 16 years, and I got back in the workforce. And I didn't like working in a grocery store or anything. I went and worked in freaking healthcare, man. I knew everyone was going to be looking at me and making sure I didn't mess up or looking for any mistake I might make. But, I did that. I worked at Texas Children's Hospital in Houston, Texas, and MD Anderson Cancer Center, one of the best cancer hospitals in the world. And I was a physical therapy tech. And that place was freaking huge. It had 12 floors in one area. Another, I don't even know how many floors in the other, but the place was huge. And I walked that whole hospital like anyone else. I may have looked a little weird doing it, but guess what? I did it. I look like the most graceful thing in the world, but I, Jeremy Friel, was walking and talking and doing that thing, working as a regular American in the, I overcame disability. I overcame death. I overcame all that shit. And then I even got married when I was in Houston. Unfortunately, my wife passed away after 15 months of marriage, but, shit happens. And if anything's going to happen, I know it's going to happen to me. Because I've had to deal with everything that a human being can deal with. My dad came down with cancer in January before we were supposed to get married in April. And that wasn't just any cancer. He had pancreatic cancer. He defeated that. He's still here. It's just, I've had everything that can happen to a human being happen to me. And so I put my body back together. I became a personal trainer before I became a physical therapy assistant. I worked in some of the major hospitals in Houston. I got off disability. I said, no, thank you. After 16 years, I don't want this anymore. And I started providing for myself. And then I got married. I was providing for my wife and myself. Because she just had a part-time job. Then she dies. So then I got to start all over again, come back to South Carolina. Work for my family. Then they lay me off. And then I go to BMW, work for a staffing company. And then the pandemic happens. They shut down, so I get a job in Anderson, working on Anderson for a staffing company. And then I was supposed to get hired full-time, making $50,000 a year, and their HR department said they were going to pass over me for some comments I made about Nancy Pelosi on Facebook. And it wasn't anything bad. I didn't even swear or cuss in it. Whatever. And then they rescinded my offer, so then I had to go and work at BMW with a staffing company. And that was in March of 2020. And I was working day shift. Then the pandemic happens. Back uptown, screw up. I'm working for BMW. Pandemic happens. I need a job in Anderson. I'm working for Electrolux. Then they rescind my offer of $50,000 a year to be a quality inspector, so I have to go back to BMW. But this time I had to work night shift. Now let's remember I had already applied to MAU back in January when Dad laid me off. And they were just taking forever to process my application. I guess I got lost or so, and I had to start over. So it took a whole year and a half for that to go through. But I worked night shift at BMW for a year and a half. And then finally, in August of 2021, MAU finally processed. I got all my medical stuff and everything else straightened out. And I was able to start full time with MAU. August 15th of 2021. And I worked at BMW. And I worked there for 2.5 years. You know, I was working 50 hours a week most weeks because they needed help because of the pandemic and people just didn't want to work. So I put in 50 hours a week almost a lot of the time. Probably from January 2022 to September of 22, I was working. October. Yeah, September, October. I was working 50 hours a week. I was making good money, but hey, I was on my feet every day. So I did that, and then they laid me off. So I just get another challenge. I had to find another job. So I found another job, and I've been working it for the past week. Just actually, I had to take a pay cut, but it's a lot, not as hard, not as physically difficult on my body as BMW was. So I think I'll be fine. I'm sure, God has in his plans. So hopefully, with this extra time, I can spend more time to my story here and, rededicate my time to myself and my rehab where I can actually, because I still work out, but I haven't really done anything in a rehabilitative sense in a long time. Last year I started riding a bicycle on Swamp Rabbit Trail here. So maybe now I can do things at the wild different. Maybe you need a Swamp Rabbit Trail to start practicing running again. I don't know, so I can finally achieve my goal and be able to run again. Because that's the last thing I have left to do in my rehab. This is my last goal, last thing I want to reach for. And I want to be able to sprint again. I'm 48 years old, going to be 49, but who gives a shit? I've done everything they said I couldn't do. They said I'd never wake up out of my coma. Did that. They said I would be nothing more than a vegetable. Blew that out of the water. They said I'd never walk again. Did that. They said I'd never be independent again. Did that. Never drive again. Did that. Never go back to school. Did that. So, pretty much a walking miracle. But I'm not done because I'm going to keep striving to get better every day. So, we'll see where this new challenge takes me. But like I said, this is a pause in my story. I'm just kind of explaining why I haven't really done anything for the last month because I've been kind of busy trying to find a new job. Get my life back in order. And I just had a lot of time to think. And like I said, I just think this is going to be a lot better for me physically and mentally. Because I'll be able to have more free time. Not be working all the damn time. Not have to eat out all the time. Because there was a time there. I was working at BMW. I'd go to BMW in the morning. I leave the house at 6. Get there by 6:30. And I start working by 7. Work 10 hours till 5:40. And leave from there. go get something to eat at a Subway or something, and go to martial arts for 2 hours. I don't even get home till freaking 9:30 most nights. You know, and I trained martial arts for 5 years, hard, consistently, and I got pretty good. I mean, Chun. I mean, like I said in my story before, Keanu Reeves inspired me to take Wing Chun, and my teacher, Raju Hazari, who owns the Raju Academy of Martial Arts on Woodruff Road. He, when I told him my story before, I don't know if I told it. You know, I had called him before he moved back to South Carolina because I looked up what kind of martial arts Keanu studied, and I found Wing Chun, and lo and behold, it was right here in Greenville, South Carolina. So as soon as I got back to South Carolina, I went up and started taking it in December of 2017. I just stopped taking it last September. I achieved a blue belt, which is, I think, the fourth or fifth highest level. So, and it brought my body back to normal. Because my left side, when I first got back from Texas, was still impaired. I mean, it was back, but it wasn't all the way back. But now, it's like it never got hurt. I can use my left side like nothing ever happened. So, like I said, I achieved my fifth belt in Wing Chun. And like I said, I was inspired by Keanu Reeves and John Wick movies. And I've done everything I set out to do. I said I was going to dedicate my rehab to my wife once she passed. And, I'm sure she gave me strength to keep pushing on and keep doing this crazy schedule of working at BMW and then going to martial arts 4 nights a week, sometimes 5. Well, if I didn't have to work Saturday, I'd go to Saturday class. But I did that for 5 years. So, no, it's just I think I have this new job. I have less time, more time to myself, less time working and more time to dedicate to myself. So I'll be able to concentrate on myself again, take this little lull, not spend as much money. Because I'm not going to be making much, so I can't spend that much. But just concentrate on myself again, get myself back in a good place where I want to be, where I'm not killing my body every day like I have done for the last 2.5 years at BMW. So, I appreciate having the opportunity to work there. It was a great job for a while. But it was just physically, I couldn't do it anymore. And this new job is going to be easier on my health, easier on my body. So, we'll just take it from there and see what happens. My mom says, get up to God and see what He's got in store for me. So, I feel like I'm in a good place, and hopefully I'll find myself a new partner, a new wife, whatever. And who knows? Maybe one day there'll be a little Kramer coming around the corner. That'd be kind of nuts. But I'm just gonna enjoy my time with my brothers and my family, and my friends I have met here. So, like I said, I'm just gonna take this time to rededicate myself to myself. And it's I've been going at like 90 miles an hour for the past 2.5 years because it was just, I work at BMW 5 days a week, and I have Sunday off, so I use Sundays to do my chores, do my groceries, do my laundry, everything done, and then be back at it on Monday or Tuesday at BMW. Working my butt off. I made $51 grand last year, which was pretty good considering I was on disability. in 2000, latest of 2012. And so I got off disability. And being disabled, getting a job being disabled isn't the easiest thing that you can do. Because people are will scrutinize you for every little mistake you make. And, it's one thing that irritated me. Because I never got scrutinized so much in the hospital system when I was working as a physical therapy tech. As I never got scrutinized as much as I did at BMW. And these people had no idea what happened to me. I guess working in the hospital was better because these people, once I told them my story, they knew what kind of injury I had and what I had endured, whatever, and what I had gone through and overcame and challenges I had faced. So they knew what it took to overcome those things. So they knew that I was not mentally handicapped or anything, that my injuries were physical. But these guys at BMW, they didn't know that, and they didn't care. They just looked at me like some gimp or something. But whatever. That chapter of my story is now closed. So now I'm just gonna put together all my resources and hopefully find a way like I have for the past 27 years. Like my friend Damien Hayes said when I went back to Fairview and visited, when I saw him, he was like, no matter what happens, you always find a way out of it. You always come out better on the end. And so I'll just keep doing that because that's what I've been doing for my whole life. So I just take every challenge that I've been presented and I overcome it, and I'm always coming out smiling in a better position on the other side. So I'm just going to make that happen again. I don't know how, but we're going to do that. But I will get back to my story this week. So my next chapter, I think we're at, well, if I remember correctly, the last time we had just gone to Canada for my wife's brother's wedding. But I think I skipped some important parts, so I'll have to go back and look. But I think there's a couple things I wanted to mention. I skipped over before that, so I don't know. It might have just been a thought, who knows. But I'll see you next time when I'm able to get on here again and continue my story. The Tales of Kramer. Survivor. Alright, see you all later. Bye.